This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura Integra. $229 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's game day at Toyota of Hollywood. Our all-stars are here to give you our MVP experience. Join the fun and feast on discounts up to $4,500. Huddle up and score big on a 25 Corolla. Not $26,000, $17,988. It's a tailgate party you don't want to miss. So gobble up the savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S. Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S. Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura ADX. $239 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Alrighty. This will be a quick Saturday show. I plan to take the weekend off, but we have some breaking Dolphin news, so I got to do some responsible stuff and get on and talk a little bit about it. Plus, we didn't give you the wise guy picks yesterday. They came in a little late, so we're going to give you a wise guy and Steve's picks, which they're red hot. And so might as well give you, they're on a roll right now. And everything, so might as well give you those picks too. Congratulations last night to Indiana. They got it done, in a big time way over Oregon, 56-22. They improved to 15-0 on the season. And if Moore was going to make any kind of a dent in the draft against Mendoza, it didn't happen yesterday, okay? By the way, am I good volume-wise? Make sure I'm not getting you're not hearing me, so looks like it's all right. But Kid was outstanding. 17 of 20, 177 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's really the perfect draft pick because his background, his family, all that, he's a phenomenal human being. You know what I mean? And then he's completely dedicated to football. If he can play it at the next level, he's like the perfect draft pick because you never have to worry about off the field stuff and all that other crap. You got like a real leader and a guy that really wants to like play football and be the best, and he wants the best for the people around him because he's got an incredible upbringing, as you guys can have seen. So just impressive. And then this also tells you, as you go down to Caneswear at 2655 South University Drive and use our code BIG010 in person or online, get your UM gear for the 19th. Miami's going to have to play a perfect game. Okay? They're going to have to play a absolutely perfect game against Indiana. That's the bottom line. You watch Indiana last night, they were on point, dude. They were on point. And if Miami makes the mistakes against Ole Miss it made against Indiana, it's got no shot at winning. Let's just put it out there. Okay? You make those mistakes against Indiana, and Mendoza and the boys will make you pay for it in a big-time way. So, clean game like they did against Texas A&M, that they had to play a tight contest, and there was very little mistakes, and it was, like, intense. That's the game they're going to need against Indiana. And right now, the line has opened up Indiana favored by 7.5. Over and under is 48.5. Indiana is plus 250 on the money line, and Miami is minus 325 on the money line. It must be a perfect game from those guys. Okay? Give me 30 seconds.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
All right. So we'll see if the boys come up with a absolutely clean game against Indiana. They're going to need it in a big-time way on Monday, January 19th. And remember, at Caneswear, they've got it all for you. Shirts, hats, jackets, those starter jackets. They've got them. They've got them. They've got all kinds of hats, of course, jerseys, license tags. They've got, I'm so sorry. They've got also bar lights, all kinds of stuff, sandals, flags for your car, everything so you can show off to Canes, baby. So go to Caneswear, and remember, when you order over $99, you will get free shipping too at Caneswear. All right. So on the Dolphins side, actually, you know what? Let me wait for the Dolphins. Let me give you the picks because we've got 4:30 for the first game today. All right. Let's start off. Let's give you the wise guy picks and Casino Steve picks of the week, okay? First of all, let's start off with Casino Steve, who is on a roll. It's like 2 weeks in a row of 2-1, and then 1-0, and then 2-1, I think it is. So he is tearing it up. He's doing really, really good overall. He picked 3 games. The wise guy picked them all. So I don't know if he's really cocky about this or whatever. By the way, don't forget, folks, please smash the hell out of the like button. We're doing a little extra work for you here on a Saturday. Would be nice if you can smash the hell out of the like button and help us out there. Gets the algorithms going for the show. You can also make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo. at Cash Big O Show. You can send in your questions, comments, insults there, and we appreciate it. All right, Casino Steve, his picks of the week. He's got New England minus 3.5 versus LA. Although I should for Casino Steve, he actually put in commentary also at the same time. So I should actually pass over the commentary because he did have an opinion of it. He said New England versus LA. He says Vrabel is going to run it up. He wants to prove something to the NFL world. I don't know about that, but I can see New England winning this one by 3.5. LA is beaten up, and New England is just a better team, overall. Philly versus San Francisco. Philly is favored by 5.5 versus San Francisco. He is taking Philadelphia versus San Francisco. He says San Francisco's wounded too badly, despite a lot of chatter about how the Eagles are not that good. Philly's a very good team, especially at home. They are. The only thing is their offense ain't shit. Their running game isn't scary right now. And Jalen Hurts is a problem when he passes too much. Maybe that happens when you're not a great passer. But, it's kind of what we've been talking about with running quarterbacks. Look, the one thing with the Eagles, dude, they dominate at both lines of scrimmage. And if they can do that, they're going to give themselves a chance to win as long as their quarterback doesn't screw it up. And that's where I want our Dolphins to go in the direction of building those offensive and defensive lines instead of the idiocy that we have that, we got to go get the quarterback, but you don't have the team. So what are you going to do? Spin wheels? And that's what we normally do. We spin wheels. We did it with Marino. So build up the lines. Right now it's going to be hard to get a quarterback as it is, but it's going to be very easy over the next couple of years to build the offensive and defensive lines. Plenty of those guys come out. Go get them. Go find them. So he's got Philly minus 5.5 against San Francisco. And then he's got Jacksonville taking on Buffalo, of course. I love this game. I love Jacksonville in this game. I don't think Buffalo's very good. I don't like their defense. So he's taking Jacksonville minus 1 against Buffalo. He says this might be Jack's year. Trevor Lawrence is finally a very good NFL QB. Buffalo fans will have another reason to jump off the bridge after this game. Bills fans are going to feel pretty shitty after this because there's no Mahomes, and all that, and you could take advantage. Lamar's not in, even though he kind of shits the bed anyways in the playoffs. And who else is missing? There's one more missing, right? So you've got all these guys out, and now you've got an opportunity, but the Jags are for real, dude. And right now they're the better team than the Bills. I like that pick, actually. I do. I like the New England pick, and I like the Jacksonville pick. The Philly pick, I'm a little shaky on that one, only because San Fran's banged up, but they've got the better coach on that side of the football. And somehow or another, they have done a marvelous job in the toughest division in football. I give San Francisco a chance with those points. That one's the only one that I kind of disagree with, Steve. I would probably stay away from it. I wouldn't bet it, actually, But he likes New England, Philly, and Jacksonville. Now we move over to the wise guy who has got a load of picks here. Here we go. Rams are taking on Carolina. He is cocky. He's going with the Rams. He's given the 10 points. Carolina beat the Rams once this year already. And Carolina is one of those weird teams that you have no idea which one's going to show up. And all of a sudden they show up and they can give you a game and sometimes even beat you. But he's got the Rams minus 10. And I don't know, in a playoff game, that's a lot of points to lay. I do like the Rams, but, man, I don't know about 10. But he's got it. He's going with 10. Chicago, plus 1.5 versus Green Bay. I don't have a problem with this one because Chicago's defense is just out. Now, Chicago's defense better be its defense. They live off those takeaways, okay? They cannot live off the quarterback. The quarterback can do some heroics, but the defense better bring it. But I kind of, in this one, I kind of understand. You're getting the points, 1.5. Chicago has been maybe the better team this year, right? So
Yeah, I'm going with Chicago in this one. I like that pick. New England, he's got it just like Steve, minus 3.5 against the Chargers. He's taking Houston minus 3 versus the Steelers. I like that pick too. I've told you all year the Steelers are frauds. In fact, the entire division is fraudulent. Baltimore, the Steelers, Cincinnati, and obviously the Browns. That whole division is fraudulent. So I love this game. The Houston defense is as nasty as it gets, dude. That's what I'm telling you. Build up the lines. That's what the Dolphins have to do over the next couple of years here. Build up the lines. Houston minus 3 versus the Steelers. Love that pick from the wise guy. Philly, he's going also with Steve on this one, the minus 5.5 versus San Francisco. So he's confident Philadelphia's defense and running game will control this game. And then he's got an upset special, which I get it, but I don't call it an upset special. But he put that there, so I'm just going to say it. He's got Jags +1 versus Buffalo, because technically Buffalo is the favorite. So you're getting +1. Wait a minute. Steve has got Jags -1. Hold on. I gotta settle this now. I gotta make it official now. Let me go to the Hard Rock app, which, by the way, you can go to the Hialeah website, Hialeah Park Casino website, and sign up for the Hard Rock app through there. Appreciate it if you do. It's the same thing. Let's see. I'm going to settle this right now. It's Jags -2. So, -2. Okay. So I'm going to tell them that that everything's been changed to Jags -2 overall. Okay. So just in case. Okay. So I changed both of them to Jags -2. They want Jags. They got it, but it's at Jags -2. So there you go. That is the picks. New England, Philadelphia, and Jacksonville for Steve. The wise guy goes with the Rams, Chicago, New England, Houston, Philadelphia, and Jacksonville. Those are the wise guy picks. Okay. All right. Let me see if there's anything else that has broken on the Dolphins. Right now, we have a couple of stories that have come in. As you all know, they settled on John Eric Sullivan. We talked about it yesterday. I think I talked about it. There's a rant there where they took I explained the ugly road they took to the right decision, actually. And so I talked about it. I threw it out on X this morning. I don't think the Dolphins, by the way, have now requested an interview with Rams defensive coordinator Chris Shula. Okay. So Chris Shula is on the list now for the Miami Dolphins. So now we have my boy Schultz reported that Klint Kubiak was coming to Miami to interview for the head coach position. Then I saw Rappaport put out Robert Saleh, and now I'm seeing Chris Shula from Tom Pelissero. So Miami is moving quickly on their list of head coaches. Harbaugh is not coming here. I don't care what anybody tells me. Harbaugh's not coming here. Okay. And I got to tell you something. I want Harbaugh here, but something tells me this is John Eric Sullivan, dude, has waited 20-something years for this position. Why is he going to be a yes man? Because if you hire John Harbaugh has final say. So your GM really is not the general manager. He's kind of a big-ass scout that is like, okay, it's Randy Mueller, Nick Saban. Randy Mueller walks into the office, says, hey, coach, here are the reports for all the draft picks. He goes, great, okay, here are my reports. And Randy's like, oh, wow, okay, this is how we're doing it. So, yeah, I kind of get a feeling, and I got to tell you something. I'm with John Eric Sullivan on this one. Be your own man, bro. You waited this long, over 2 decades. You've climbed the ladder. You finally got a job as a general manager. You're going to get to make the decisions. You're going to go hire a coach that you're just going to take, and you've been doing personnel for 20 years? Yeah, I disagree with that. You know what I mean? I get it, dude. The media, since they don't know shit, they have to play the let me cover my ass that, oh, whatever, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna look at it at face value for what it is. This dude's here to do it on his own. They know they're not getting Harbaugh. This whole thing that they contacted them now it's public, right? Come on, dude. Why'd you fire McDaniel? Come on. You know, it's like, how stupid. Like, you first were going to keep McDaniel, and you were going to, your idea was, let's bring 3 of those guys from San Fran. One of them will connect. That's it. And then the other stuff started developing. And then I really feel, and if you listen to that piece, I really feel that some of those people in the interview did not give Mike McDaniel the rave reviews. And that woke up the old man. And then the Harbaugh thing, and whoa. And now here we are. And I think they ended up in the right spot. I really do. Because if he's in charge, which I hope so, that's the big if, you know, as long as he's in charge of all the personnel decisions and you've neutered everybody else, and he gets to revamp the entire scouting department, it's a positive. All of this is a positive. So now you've got Klint Kubiak coming in. You've got Robert Saleh coming in. You've got Chris Shula coming in. I don't want Chris Shula here. I do not want Chris Shula here at all. At all. This is the worst place for Chris Shula. The worst place. The poor man has to live up to his dad's name. No. No good. No good. He needs to go, and he needs to go to the other 30 teams. Okay? Not Rams or the Dolphins. No. This is the worst place for Chris Shula to come to, because we don't even know if he can do the job. And then the poor man, and he's young, he's never built a staff, he's never done this, and then he's going to do it here where Don Shula did it? No, dude. No. There's nothing beautiful about that. It sounds nice in theory, but it probably is set up for a disaster. And I don't want to see. We did enough with the Shula name as it is, pushing his ass out at the end for Jimmy. I kind of like want to end it there and just kind of, close it out. Just leave it like that. I'd rather leave it like that. So there's a bunch of other good candidates. I actually like Robert Saleh. I do, actually. I like Robert Saleh. And I've told you already the Mike McCarthy thing for the transition of these 2 years, because this is going to be a rough 2 years on whoever is the head coach of the Dolphins. And that's you've really got to have patience. And, we're stuck with patience for decades. But I'm saying ownership and the people in the front office, you're going to go through cap hell for 2 years. You're not going to have the same flexibility as everybody else. So you've got to have patience, and you've got to think about building culture during those 2 years, building a foundation during those 2 years. You got extra picks, not extra cap space, but you got extra picks. Okay, build the youth, build the foundation, and then in year 3 is when you can really start to hopefully make some moves, and you'll be a lot better down the line. And I don't know if you'll have a quarterback, too, over the next couple of years. And we don't even know if you'll get the right quarterback or those kind of things. But you can build the right offensive line, and you can build the right defensive line. Okay, I don't know if you could get a quarterback, because as you all know, since, 13, we haven't had a great quarterback, right? So that's not a given. But we've had plenty of offensive and defensive linemen over the years. Now, go out and get extra of those. Don't build just 1 or 2 on each line. No. Go out and get several of those. Build the lines up. That way, when you do draft the next young quarterback, he walks into a situation that has a foundation. You don't want the next young quarterback to be part of building the entire foundation, and they've got to lift the entire franchise up. You can't do that, bro. Even that guy here, that guy couldn't lift the entire franchise up. So if the freak can't do it, what are we expecting? Build the teams. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. We always appreciate that. Thank you all. Adam Pinkser, he says, hey, don't take Indiana lightly. Manny Diaz screwed UM by not recruiting Mendoza. Well, Mendoza was a 3-star back then, dude. You know what I mean? So, and I don't think Mendoza ends up being the guy here. You know what I'm saying? Mendoza lost to Miami already when he was at Cal. So it's about, I just said it right now, Adam. It's about foundation. You think Cignetti is not the reason why Mendoza is also successful? Because everybody on that team knows what the hell they're supposed to do, and it makes Mendoza's job that much easier. I mean, the game started off with a pick 6, and then they forced another fumble inside at the 3-yard line. That was 14 points right away. That's part of a team. You know what I'm saying? So it allows him to have 17 of 20, 177, and 5 touchdowns. When you can play with that kind of efficiency, that's because everyone else is doing their jobs. That's why your numbers, the yard numbers, are pedestrian. 177 is nothing special, but when you add 5 TDs to it, you're like, holy shit, what the hell happened here? Short fields, ball control, everything, and so it helps. And by the way, for all of you out there, I got to tell you something. Cignetti's not going pro. That guy coach is too mad to be a pro coach. He's a perfect college coach. I get it. He's winning. He's turned around Indiana. Indiana is the best team in the country. Okay. That's not even a discussion right now. But Cignetti, he needs to stay there, dude. That's what he needs to do. Stay there, bro. You build something special, keep it, bro. Make Indiana football nasty. That's pretty fun. That's never happened. We're not supposed to look at Indiana football as nasty, only Indiana basketball. And it's funny, the Indiana football program now will become the superior program to the basketball program. That's crazy. But foundation is everything, man. It's everything, Adam. And so that young man gets the benefit also from that foundation that Cignetti has formed. Pinkster says, I'm taking a break from watching my national championship Gator basketball team, the only sport we're good in, to express my gratitude to Stephen Ross firing Mike McDaniel. With this new GM, it feels like there's some light at the end of the tunnel. I agree, because you have now at least started to rebuild the right way, where you hire the general manager, and now he's going to go find his coach. And I believe he's going to find his coach. He's not going to find his boss in John Harbaugh. No, he's going to find his coach, not his boss. That's just me, okay? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and that's fine. And you can tell me later on that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but the feel I get, we're going to get somebody that's not named John Harbaugh. I'm convinced we're getting somebody not named John Harbaugh. In fact, I'm convinced that John Harbaugh will go to the Giants, to the Falcons, or Tennessee. That's what I feel. That's what I feel is going to end up happening. He's going to end up in one of those places. 30 seconds.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Link, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Link. Be the maestro of your own home.
All right. Appreciate you all out there. Remember, Sloman's, by the way, in 49 of 50 states. 1-800-ALARM-ME. And Shield Link is just absolutely awesome. With that app, you control everything in your home, the lights, the climate, the AC, everything. It's just good. So check it out and call our friends at Sloman's. They've been protecting Americans for 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. All right. Let me see what we got here. Let me go to the chat board, and I see there's a couple of super chats here. Let me go to them first. We've got Hug Holiday. If Chris Shula interviews and they feel he's the guy, then I will get behind it. Well, we're going to get behind whatever guy they get. It's just, this is not the place for Chris Shula. I appreciate it, but I don't want Chris Shula here. Okay? Don't want Chris Shula here at all. I don't even know if he could do the job, but just because of the name, don't want it here. I don't want it here because it's just not. This is not the place for him to go. True Fin fan, build first trenches, physicality. I hear you. Exactly. Because we always do the same stupid shit. Oh, we got to go get a quarterback. And what? And what are you going to do? And what are you going to do with this team? First, get me a real GM, get me the head coach, get me a foundation, and then you can draft a quarterback. That's it. It's pretty simple. It's really not that difficult. What else do we have here? Christopher says, cheers from the Cuse. Going to be one hell of a national championship game. I agree. No doubt. Yep. I thought I was going to take it off, but this one's a really short show. I'm about to finish here. Pretty much. Yes, it was reported they reached out to Harbaugh now. Now it was reported publicly. Let's see what else. Really wish Dolphins had a shot in drafting QB Mendoza. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But hey, lots of you spent your time talking about trading up with Mendoza for the Giants and all. And you know, I get it, dude. We have such weak ass radio hosts all across the country and weak ass podcasters, so they have to talk about hypothetical bullshit that never happens. You know. So I get it, but it makes no sense. But they do it because plenty of you get suckered into all that bullshit. And that's why I was laughing at all you idiots about, oh, we're going to trade up at number 1 to the Giants and Mendoza. The season hasn't even finished. You don't even know who's going to be number 1. Just because they have Jackson Dart, they'll trade you Mendoza. And they're going to go all the way down to 10 or 11, which, they're going to get out of the top 5? No, this is just stupid shit. And this happens all the time. Oh, they're going to trade for the Indiana running back, for the Colts running back 2 years ago. No, they're not. But it's whatever. Just waste your time talking about stupid bullshit. And that's what happens. And there's no shot at Mendoza whatsoever. Let it go already. I get it. We're in Miami. I get it. He's a Cuban kid. I get all of that stuff. But I live in reality, man. I just don't live in this fantasy world, and I don't waste your time. That's the other thing. Just like, the Harbaugh stuff. Just makes no sense for him to come here. Zero. But everybody else wants to spin it so you can buy it and read it and listen, but they don't talk to you in common sense because they don't want to scare you away. I'll scare you away. I'll tell you, yeah, bro. Why? He's 63. Why would he come to this mess? Got cap hell for 2 years. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a foundation. They don't have a culture. They don't have shit in place. Why would he come here at that age? Makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Go somewhere where they have a quarterback. Go somewhere where the GM was opening, where there wasn't a head coach. Go somewhere where they have that QB and no cap hell. Make your life easy. Why would you go somewhere to make your life hard? Oh, by the way, you also have to deal with New England and the Bills. It's like go to an easier division. You were in a tough division your entire career inside the NFC North, having to deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers constantly. And then once in a while, Cincinnati was, pretty good. So now you get to go somewhere else where maybe the division's a little easier. I mean, if you do take the Giants job, you only have to deal with the Eagles. That's it. And they don't have a great quarterback. So you can compete with them. Cowboys are frauds. They're always frauds. You know what I'm saying? Washington's all right, but, it's not like they've turned the corner yet. So you got a shot. And you go to Atlanta. Oh, my God. You go to an easier division. You take the Tennessee job, you go to an easier division, and you've got a quarterback. So I think the Giants, Atlanta, or Tennessee will get Harbaugh. That's what I think, because it only makes sense. Only makes sense to do that. Even the Raiders, to a certain extent, because they're going to get Mendoza and because of Tom Brady there. But I don't know, maybe Harbaugh may not want Brady to take any kind of power away from him because he's going to want all the power. The toxic fart is in the house. He says, Big O, the Hurricanes and Dolphins gave me great presents for my 56th birthday. Go Canes and bye-bye McFraud. It is. It's been a great week this week that we got the Canes win, and then they finally fired McDaniel. And by the way, I got to tell you something. I like the John Eric Sullivan hire. I thought that, by the way, it came down to him and Josh Williams, and Josh was never getting the job. Once Mike McDaniel was fired, Josh was never getting the job. Josh had the job if they were going to keep McDaniel. But that's it. He was gone. And so you were down. They were actually too good. The problem with Josh is he was going to do it with McDaniel, so that was going to screw him over. You know what I mean? He was going to get fired too eventually, because if you got to stick with McDaniel, and then what happens with Josh is McDaniel fails, and then Josh says, well, I inherited him, and then you got to give him a chance with his own coach. Now you start with Eric Sullivan, and you allow him to hire his own guy, fresh start, no questions, nobody else in the way. I think that's important. I think that's really important. It's a better start for the Miami Dolphins. And this gives me at least a little hope for next year to watch. Not that I'm expecting playoffs or anything big. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not worried about that, dude. I love the Dolphins either way, but I'm realistic. But next year, if you would have had McDaniel, I don't even want to watch, because it's a wasted year. You're wasting the players. You're wasting their careers because of this asshole. It's like watching Wanstead waste away Pat Surtain, Sam Madison, Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, Tim Bowens. That's what I watched. I don't know about you, but that's what I kept getting pissed at back in those days. If you were listening to me, can't figure out the damn quarterback in the offense. And meanwhile, we're watching this great defense get old because support staff back, let's go full circle on all of this. Anyway. How fast do you think it takes the Dolphins to pick a head coach? I think they do it within the next week, because they've got the Senior Bowl and everything, and you want to be on the same page with your head coach, and you want to go into the Senior Bowl and the East-West and the Combine and all this kind of stuff together. I don't think you want to start piecemealing this thing. So, I think by the end of next week, we probably have our head coach. They move fast on the general manager. They knew they weren't going to get Harbaugh. I think Salah is underrated, says Jack. The guy seems like a leader. They just whiffed with Zach Wilson. Yes, and the Jets are a terrible organization. So hopefully John Eric Sullivan, by the way, will make it a much better organization from here on out. Big O, how much influence do you think Aikman had on these decisions? I think he helped out for sure, dude. There's no doubt. How was the concert? I had a blast. It was great, dude. Great. Kansas was fantastic. Ronnie Platt still sounds awesome. He just does a really good Steve Walsh. the original singer from Kansas. He really complements the music just absolutely great. And they had a terrific set list. They did about an hour and a half, an hour 40 minutes. They did 15 songs. They jammed. They sound great. It was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun. Had a really, really good time at the Pompano Beach Amphitheater. And by the way, since the amphitheater added a roof, so good. So good, dude. So good. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. Vicky Burkhart, thank you for the love on Venmo. Big O, what's the McDaniel story that needed to wait until Black Monday to tell? I never said it was just a McDaniel story. Okay? So I never said till Black Monday. I said I have to wait to a certain point. But I will tell the story. Don't worry about it. Guaranteed I will tell the story, but I just still cannot tell the entire story yet. But I will. I promise you, I will. I will not hold back. I never do. But, there's a time and a place for everything, So, people are, the people I know are still in that building, So it's, they're survivalists, So, it's a story that I really am shocked that it never got out. I really am, because a lot of players know about this. It's not just coaches and front office and players. Like, a lot of people know about this story in that building. And I got to commend them. They did not say the story, and well, maybe there's reasons, but we will let it out. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We will let it out. So, thank you, appreciate you for the donation, Vicky. And I will come through, but it's one of those where right place, right time, I've got to respect. Okay. And so, but it'll happen, and it'll be a funny story, and you guys will trip out, and then you'll trip out at events that developed after, and you're going to go, how, what, where, why. It's it's one of those. It's one of those that you're like, well, wait a minute. If this happened, then how can you move forward this way? It's a strange one. It is a strange one. Let's see, what else do we have? Mark says the novella of the Miami Dolphins. Yes. Well, one day, let's hope one day the soap opera ends. At least I say this. You got rid of McDaniel. You hired a GM first. Now you've got a chance to build the right structure in football. Okay? And as long as John Eric Sullivan doesn't have Tom Garfinkel and Shore involved in any kind of personnel decisions, then we're all clear. But if Tom Garfinkel is suggesting any draft pick or any free agent, we're screwed. If Brandon Shore is throwing his 2 cents on what running back or defensive lineman or QB should be drafted, we're screwed. Okay? This is the part I don't know. But I hope John Eric Sullivan has what sometimes GMs have not had here, like the complete control of personnel. And that's what he's earned it already. He's paid the dues more than everybody else there, Tom Garfinkel or Brandon Shore. He's more qualified than those guys. So as long as he's getting the full go and he gets to do his thing, I feel better about it. Okay. Let's see. Joseph, I am ready to see our Canes battle. Don't forget to go to Caneswear. Caneswear.com. Use our code BIG010. Oh, has Joe Brady been talked about as a possible head coach candidate by anyone around the league? I don't know all the lists for all of them. Maybe he is on some of them. I'm not exactly sure. I'd be lying to you, dude. I really am only keeping up with Miami. I don't really care about the other teams. So I don't know what list all these other teams have. So I'd be lying to you, Joe. I don't know. I would hope so. I would think that somebody's got Joe Brady on the list. I mean, I would. But whatever. It is what it is. Jake Long should have never been. No, Jake Long was fine, Jeremy. What Tony Sperano screwed up his career. That's all. He had no business playing Jake Long on a baseball field, on a rainy baseball field, late in a preseason game because he wanted to get continuity for the offensive line. Bro, that's Jake Long. He doesn't need continuity. He is your offensive line. And he played him, and he injured him, just like I saw Ed Perry bust his knee right in front of me, just jogging and running between the baseball and the grass. The cleat hit there. It got kind of caught. Boom. He busted a knee ligament. He comes to the sideline. This is when the media was allowed, with 6 minutes left in the game, to go down to the field. This was years ago. They don't do this shit. I used to have way more access than any of these people used to have. And so I'm down there, and I'm as close as I can to where the players are at. And I see him blow out his knee, and he comes to the sidelines. They check it. They score a touchdown. They need a long snap for the extra point. The son of a bitch jogs out to the field, effing snaps the ball on a dime, and comes back. And then at the end of the game, you find out he had a busted ACL, and he's out for the rest of which I don't think there was much left in the season. If I remember, it was like late in the season. I'm not exactly sure, but it's just, And so Sperano did the same thing. He played Jake Long late in the preseason game, and I think it was game 1 of the preseason. Might have been like in the third quarter or something, fourth quarter or something. I forgot what it was. It was late. It was like, you have no business playing Jake Long ever in a preseason game, period. Maybe you play him in game 3, game 4, the dress rehearsal, I think back then was 4. Okay, but you barely. It's Jake Long. And that one injury led to everything else. That he never recovered after that. He was never injured. And then it was that. Then that is so Dolphins. So when you say that, Jeremy, you don't have context. You don't understand what went on. And I'm sorry, I know he passed away, but I blame Tony Sperano 100% for ruining Jake Long's career. 100%. I blame Joe Girardi for ruining, what's his name? The pitcher, man. Jesus Christ. He took like 70 minutes of a rain delay off. He brought him back, and he blew out his arm, and he was never the same again. And he was a really good young pitcher. I'm now brain farting with the name somebody might remember, but Joe Girardi ruined his career. 70 minutes, you don't bring back a pitcher. Sorry. And especially a really good one. No, Dontrell Willis got ruined because they changed his funky chicken delivery. Yeah, Jeremy, you're not really on a lot today. No, it's not Tanaka. It's God, I forgot the guy's name. Damn it. It doesn't matter. But shit like that happens, and so Jake Long's career was ruined by Tony Sperano. Sorry, but I have to call it like it is. Let's see, Ocala Joe, if the idiot Dolphins would just copy the UN blueprint for building the team around the trenches, we would be a contender once again and not just mediocre. Exactly. That's why they were the contenders and they won a championship in the 70s, because they won in the trenches. And we completely forgot about all of that. True Fin Fan says, Big O, I'm confused with the Mike McDaniel story. I thought you said there was a Tyreek story that was crazy. Exactly. That's why when she said it was about Mike McDaniel, I said, well, no, it's not just Mike McDaniel. You're on there, True Fin Fan. You get it. We just can't talk about it right now. Just can't talk about it right now. Okay? People are still on the team. One's gone. The other one's not. Not yet. Now, see, thanks to True Fin Fan, you all have picked up on the other piece to the puzzle. I wasn't going to say anything, but True Fin Fan, he says it. When Omar Kelly was the one that figured out that I knew for like almost a year, like 8 or 9 months or 10 months maybe, that Flo wanted Jordan Love, not Tua, and I kept telling everybody he didn't want Tua, and I told him for months, and he got it. Once he figured out, I came clean. I said, "Yeah, you're right. That's it. That's the one." So if you add something to it, I gotta give True Fin, but True Fin Fan is a true supporter of our show. He listens all the time. It's not like the lazy ass people that we have on X that they might listen to a rant or two, but then they go at me and they ask me about something. I'm like, bro, you didn't listen to the show? Oh, well, that's why. You know what I mean? Because people think that the rants are the show only, and it's not. If you don't listen to the show, you'll lose stuff along the way that we talk about. You know what I mean? But hey, I get it. It's a lazy world, and they just want to cut corners, and that's fine. That's fine. But people like True Fin Fan, they don't miss anything on the show because they hear the whole show. They hear the whole thing. You can't predict injuries. It happens. Yeah, but you can predict them. Yeah. Are you supposed to play Bradley Chubb at the end of a game when you've been blown out and, do you not take him off the field? That's Mike McDaniel's fault. It's a late preseason game 1. I'm pretty sure it was preseason game 1. It's like quarter 3 or 4. It's raining. It's a baseball field. Should you play Jake Long? No, not in preseason game 1. Okay, so now Josh Johnson. Wow, I got a lot of useless information in my head. Josh Johnson is kicking ass. He's one of your he's your ace. You have a rain delay at Pro Player Stadium, okay? And it's a 70-minute rain delay. Do you bring back Josh Johnson at that point? Your ace. After 70 minutes that the man has not thrown anymore. Do you? No. So injuries, you cannot predict them. I agree. When RG3 got banged up, should Mike Shanahan put him back into the game? That might have been when RG3's career is over. Okay. So when Phillips, he injures himself, you put a brace on Jalen Phillips and put him back out there on the field. Should they have done that? You see what I'm saying? I gave you examples like I can pull a lot of shit out of my ass, as you can tell. Okay? Most of you are going, holy shit, he's right. Holy shit, he's right. Holy shit, he's right. Holy shit, he's right. Yeah, that happened. So injuries, you can't predict them, but you can prevent them. You can prevent them by doing stupid ass shit with your players and take care of them. So when you have a 70-minute delay, you don't put Josh Johnson back in. And when you're in the first fucking game of the preseason and it's raining and half your field's a baseball field, I'm not putting my best offensive player on the field. So injuries can't be predicted, but stupid people can definitely cause them. And that was being stupid when you did that. Atlanta Falcons, they have interviewed Klint Kubiak. Okay. The Toxic Fart says, I haven't listened to every show or even the start of this one. Sorry, who would you pick for coach? Well, I already talked about that last week. And it's funny, you picked the guy that would go with what I said. I said, get a GM and then get a Mike McCarthy because of the next 2 years. Go listen to that rant on how I would handle the GM and coach from last week. It's there. Mike McCarthy would be the one because a young coach has to go through the next 2 years of hell with salary cap issues. Mike McCarthy's an experienced coach, and he's a good coach. I'm not telling you he's a great coach, but at least he can get me through these next 2 years, and do a responsible job. And he can be my Renee Latchman. He can be my Kevin Lockery. Man it for now, do a decent job, and then when the team is ready, I go get my Jim Leland. I go get my Pat Riley. That's how I would roll, because the next 2 years are going to be hard on any coach, and it's about building culture and building a team. And you're not going to have the success that you want to have because you're going to have salary cap limits, and so that's going to be an issue. What else do we have here? ABC Highway says those were good radio days, Big O, when you had that rumor and all the crazy shit going on with the Finns at that time. I miss you going back and forth with Omar, Allen, Joe Shad, Marcel, etc. Yes. It was fun. It just got boring. It's just to talk about the same shit over and over again with 5 different people. Got very boring. Got very boring for me. What else? Remember, Harbaugh refused to play a preseason game at the Vet due to the field conditions. Yeah. I mean, that's how you're supposed to do shit, bro. Let's see. My bad, Big O. I blame Joe Girardi and Freddie Gonzalez, manager, for Josh Johnson's arm getting ruined. And Big O, I fact-checked. If Jake Long got drafted by other elite teams, he likely would have had a ring. Probably. If he didn't – look, I don't know about a ring, but all I know is if you don't play him in that rain game, he might have been your tackle for 12, 15 years, because the poor man, after he had that injury, he started to, what's that called though? When you, start to compensate. And so on your way back from that injury, you're compensating, you're creating other problems for your body. It sucks, dude. I feel so bad for Jake Long. Jake Long should have been retired here. He should have been in the Ring of Honor. Freaking stud, dude. What a great player, man. Injuries just unacceptable. Corso, thank you for the love in the super chat, sir. What up, O? I got a music tariff. Tool or Stain? Oh, God. Did you just insult Tool with Stained? I love Stained. I got no problem with Stained. But Tool's at another level, bro. Another level. I like Stained, but Tool is like elite. So Stained is good. Tool is elite. That's the way I got to look at it. I don't know if anybody else is going to agree with me, but when I look at Tool is, put it this way, I will travel for Tool. Okay, I will travel for the Tool tour. All right. If it's in LA and they're not coming to Miami, I'll go fly to LA for a Tool concert, or New York or something. I will not fly for a Stained concert. If they're not coming to Miami, I'll go see them, but I have no other interest in going to see Stained on the road. Not even in Orlando. Okay? Put it that way. For Tool, for sure. For sure. Yeah. So, yeah, I got Tool way ahead. Way ahead. True Fin fan. Should Chubb have been in 49-20? No, of course not. Of course not. That's how you avoid injuries, by, having a little foresight, not thinking with your foreskin, Anyway. All right, folks. ABC Highway says Tool for sure. Saw them in New York. Danny Carey is the GOAT on drums. He is a great drummer, dude. That is a great point on your part. He is definitely one of the best on the planet right now. Yes, I would have to agree with that. Andre is still waiting for his $5,000 Doge check. Well, first you'll get the $2,000 tariff check, then you'll get the $5,000 Doge check. Okay, don't worry about it. It's all coming, bro. It's all coming, and they're gonna, pay off completely the deficit, and we're all gonna be rich, and I can't wait, bro. I can't wait for my Doge and tariff checks. Holy shit, am I gonna party? I'm gonna party like it's 1999. Oh, wait a minute, that already happened. Damn it. Shit, that sucks. All right, well, we'll party like it's 2029. Okay, that's what we'll do. Okay, we'll party like it's 2029. I like that, Frank. Blame Tua for Jake Long's injury, and Chubb, and Josh Johnson, and Ed Perry. Yeah, I agree. I think we should blame Tua for everything. The economy, reason I pay for too much money for food. Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I mean, Tua has been a real pain in our asses and everything that goes on. Inflation, the Bitcoin dip. I mean, this Tua's a real prick. I got to tell you. Anyway. Appreciate you all out there. We are out of here, okay? Told you it'd be a short show, and I ended up still doing a freaking hour, which is ridiculous. Don't forget, hit the like button before you go, or anytime you watch any of the shows or segments or rants or anything, hit the notification bell. Visit our amazing sponsors, because we do have amazing sponsors. Cutter's Edge Pro, great people, of course. Perdomo Cigars, Welt and Rail, Acura of Pembroke Pines, Dr. Ronnie Katz out in Boca. If you need jaw surgery, call our friends. Caneswear, of course. Toyota of Hollywood. Got a lot of sponsors, a lot of people that make it happen. BigCheeseMiami.com. Laser Eye Center of Miami. These are all our great sponsors, and we appreciate it. RMC Contractors, always getting it done. So make sure you support the people that support us, like All Year Cooling and Plumbing here in the state of Florida, from down in all the way in Homestead, all the way to Vero Beach, and also in Naples. Call them 888-204-5554. Support the people that keep us alive and going every single day. We'll see you all on Monday, unless there's some breaking news again. Same time. No, but we had to get the wise guy picks. We'll see you on Monday. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.